Hi, g'day, Joey here to celebrate the 60th anniversary since the release of the Bob Dylan album, Bringing It All Back Home, released April 1965. What a big time that was for Dylan, because in the space of just 4 months, so he releases this album, and I'll have the cover up, a picture of the cover up. I don't own the record, I own it on CD. In the space of 4 months, he releases that album in April of 65, and then 4 months later he releases this famous album, which we've talked about before, Highway 61 Revisited, in the space of 4 months. And it's smack bang in the middle of that period that he does that famous Newport folk festival where he appears on stage with electric guitars, which caused a massive stink at the time. But this is the thing that I often wondered about. 2 months prior to that famous moment at the folk festival, he had already released Bringing It All Back Home. It's probably the picture's probably up there. Bringing It All Back Home, and one side is electric, right, and the other side's acoustic. So people should have already had an inkling of what was going on. That's what I always think when I think back. And indeed, when you look at depictions of that famous folk festival, it's as if half the crowd are booing him, because he's not playing acoustically or whatever, and the other half seem to be quite enjoying it. That's often how it's depicted, and there might be a fair bit of truth in that. So on this album, as I said, the first side's electric, and there's some really good songs on the electric side. In fact, this is a fantastic album, and often the one that follows it, Highway 61 Revisited and Blonde on Blonde, sort of get a lot of kudos. But this album, as I said, that had one side electric, is a fantastic album. So some of these very famous electric songs, obviously Subterranean Homesick Blues, a well-known song, Maggie's Farm, and the song we're going to look at today, Love Minus Zero, No Limit. And then on the acoustic side, a couple of famous acoustic songs, Mr. Tambourine Man, of course, which was soon covered by the Byrds within about maybe 12 months of the release of this album. And It's All Over Now, Baby Blue was covered by Graham Bonnet around 1977, just having a guess. He does a fantastic cover of it. So, Love Minus Zero, No Limit is the song I'm going to look at. And it's a finger-picking arrangement that I found somewhere on the net by someone called TK did it, so I'll give credit to TK for this. It's a really nice arrangement. It's on the same key that appears on the album version of the song, but there are many versions of this song floating around, including many live versions that Dylan has done, many covers by different artists, so I don't get too hung up about stuff like that, about what the original key was. This is a fantastic finger-picking arrangement. Tabs are up, and I haven't done any finger-picking for a long time, so it was nice to have a go at this, although I am very, very rusty. So I'm going to go through it 4 bars by 4 bars. We're in the key of G. And this is this first bar, if you want to sort of practice that over and over, it's a nice way to get into the groove of sort of the pattern of the song they're about to do. And also, if you're rusty like me, doing some figure picking for the first time in a long time, indeed these whole 4 bars are a nice way to sort of get back into the swing of it. Now the pattern I want to show you in that first bar, 1 bass note taking up a quarter note, and we're alternating bass lines, so we're going, the other bass notes, then we're adding the other notes. pattern is bass, quarter note, first beat, then 2/8, yeah, 2/8, and then finish on a bass note with a quarter note, yeah. So I'll just do those first 2 bars. Yeah, so the pattern there you saw, quarter note, 2/8, 2/8, quarter note. I'll keep going. And then a secondary pattern is that we sometimes throw in the 8th note at the end of the bar, just like I did then, yeah? Which sounds very nice, yeah? And then from this moment on, we get into the verse that starts coming up. So let me just do those 4 bars again. And then there are variations of that as we go. There'll be extra rests, but that's a nice solid foundation, yeah? We end with those that open G and B note just before the start of the next bar. So now the verse starts, so I'll go to the next 4 bars. We're still on this G chord. And then you got that nice break. So that's on the 2nd bar. So let me do those 2 bars again. Now we go to the C chord. And notice how we end the bar with this high D note. Back to the G chord. And we're throwing that high E at the very end of that bar. Let me do those 4 bars again. Throwing that high note. So go to the next 4 bars, we go back to a C chord. And we're back to that, alternating that high D note, yeah. Yeah, now we go to I guess it's an A minor chord. I don't have the chord names here, but I'm guessing at this point that's meant to be an A minor. Yeah, we do a hammer on, B note to the C note, with an A bass, E bass, and then we go to a D over F sharp. So this is, and you can pick elements of the melody you could hear already, and this bit that I'm about to do is definitely a bit of the song. You'll notice it. So let me just go from that hammer on that A minor. Jumped bars. I had the jump bars, next bunch of bars, just to hear the end of that. But that is my favourite bit of the whole arrangement. It sounds fantastic. When you get that going, yeah. And what I do to play it, I just leave my 3rd finger planted on that A note. It's already there to finish off with. I've just left it there. And then we go into a G, back to the C, and now we jump to a G. We've got this bit. Back to the start. The finger picking arrangement of Love -0, No Limit. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time. Bye bye.